Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Hope you are all well. So today is 8 a.m. Mentorship Academy, and you are welcome. So on Monday we have Revolta. On Tuesdays we have Dr. Sunshine. On Wednesdays we have myself. On Thursdays we have Dr. Nelly, and on Fridays we have the new image that talks about everything health tips. So today is an amazing day full of possibilities, and I'd love to just welcome you all to the platform. Where to begin, right? So I'm going to talk about passion. Passion is not enough. Passion needs structure, it needs compliance, it needs systems, and it needs to be sustainable, right? All of us started our businesses out of passion. We have So passion is what drives us to wake up in the morning. It's what makes us just have that big idea. Oh no, I love this idea. It's a problem that I've noticed in the market. So now where do I begin? So if you want to start a business, but you don't know where to start, it's important to understand that there's quite a few things that you have to put in place first. You have to understand, okay, what problem am I solving? So the passion is the spark that helps you understand the problem you're solving, the solution that you're providing to the market, how you're going to provide it to the market, how you're going to balance the creativity side and the side that needs compliance, right? So that's where DigiBusiness comes in. So DigiBusiness is a product of the SBM Mindset program. I went through the program and I came out of it. I was hosted a business shower. So it is the reason why I sit here today and I say, okay, and lo and behold, my first client was SBM, who've been very supportive, and we were able to just go through and have their penalties waived, make sure that their compliance is done, make sure that all their NAPSA, NEMA, and everything is in place. So it's so important to make sure that you understand that passion is not enough. You have an idea. What are you going to do with it? So passion being the spark, we're going to talk about how having a design for your life is so important. So before we get into business, right? Business to business, I want to just take you on a journey that will uncover what you fear most and reveal what it is that if you're ready to actually do a business. Are you ready to run a business? Running a business is more than that initial wake up that you say, oh, okay, I love this and I'm going to do it. Right? Are you good at sewing? Are you good at speaking? What is it that you're going to do and how are you going to scale it? So this is now where passion is the spark and it's used to design your life. So what am I speaking about? I'm speaking about what gets you up in the morning. I'm speaking about what makes you keep going, what makes you available for the business, what makes you show up unapologetically for your business. It's so important to understand that you are not only designing something for yourself, you're designing something that is going out to the public, and the public is consuming your product. Your public is consuming your idea, right? So business is not rocket science, but you have to have tough skin. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. So what are you starting up? Are you going to, what idea have you identified? There's many business ideas that you can identify. So for instance, I'll tell you about what made me come here. So the mindset program is something that you need to understand fully, and you need to understand what is it that you need to put into your business to give you the best result possible, right? So it's so important for you to have an idea of what you are doing. So I just want everybody to do a small exercise. Maybe those ones that can comment in the comment section, you can comment in the comment section. So you need to create a plan from your idea. What is the written set of goals that you're going to use to visualize? And we happen to also register businesses, and we are currently running a promotion. You pay 900 kwacha, we can help you register your business. And this is for business names. So we help you register your business, your PACRA documentation, we assist. And then we also help you register for ZRA and all the statutory bodies that need to be there for you to run your business. And you need to understand that each industry has got its own set of regulations. So like I said, passion is not enough. You have to be compliant. You have to understand what it is that you need to do for you to run a compliant, scalable business that is structured and has systems in place, right? So what I want us to do is to just write down what it is that your dream is. I dream that one day, we're putting our passion to paper. So you can ask yourself, I dream that one day all SMEs can be knowledgeable about compliance. That's my dream. Because I've noticed that most SMEs, it's not out of ignorance that they have a problem. It's because they don't know where to access a lot of the information, right? They don't know where to access. Some of them don't even know that when your business is not active, you have to file a new return. They don't know. So you find that maybe when the business is active, they're filing their returns, they're paying their taxes. And then when their business is not so active, they don't know that they still have to file a new return. So what is a new return? A new return is just you going back to ZRA and saying, okay, my business at the moment is not working and there's no income that's coming in, so I'm going to file a new return. They just want you to develop that intentionality, the consistency of going back to the ZRA portal and letting them know how your business is operating. It's not punishment. You can file a new return even if you are VAT registered. If you haven't conducted any business in that particular month, you can file a new return. You can file a new return with your turnover tax. So it's so important to make sure that you understand what tax bracket you need to be in for you to run your business successfully. So just write down in the comment section there, I dream that one day. What do you dream? What's your dream? Trade Kings, I hear a story that their dream was to have a product in each home. And I feel they've accomplished their dream. So when you write your dreams down, it moves from just passion being a spark to you writing down what it is. And this is where now you get your vision statements. This is where you get your mission statements. This is where you get your vision. This is where you can identify, after you've written down, what your unique sales proposition is. And also have your elevator pitch. You practice your elevator pitch until it's crisp. And an elevator pitch should be something where if you're at a networking event, you're there, okay, what do you do? We provide compliance for SMEs. What do you do? So you need to ensure you know what it is that you do. So we were actually exhibiting at McKinney Mall, and it was interesting going stand to stand to say, okay, what do you do? And some people they really know their elevator pitch, and then some people still need assistance. So we had like this banter where we were saying, okay, tell me again what you do, until such a point where they were comfortable. I even helped a few people to film themselves, and I don't know if she's brave enough to put what it is that she filmed, but I'm sure she will do that. So she was selling plants, and this was so amazing. And she sold out her plants, and she was like, "Oh wow, can you please film me? I follow you on social media, how you speak. So this is something that I want you to just help me film." And I was like, "This is so perfect. You can upload it, because content is king right now. The currency, the passion is in content. So if nobody knows what you're doing, it's very difficult for them to buy into what you're doing. So passion is not enough. You have to be deliberate with the modes that you're going to use to be deliberate and to communicate what your value proposition is. So not only that, I also dream that I will be in every home. I will be part of the ecosystem of the compliance ecosystem is large, and the SME market has grown so much, and they're looking at how they can tap into, and they need to partner with ambassadors such as myself, who are there to push SMEs towards the voluntary disclosure, to push SMEs towards them not having only passion but being compliant. So this is so important, that to understand that passion is not enough. You need compliance to run your business in a structured way with systems and to be sustainable. So that was the first bit, is passion is the spark. So the second bit now we're going to get into is structure is the stabilizer. You need to be structured. What does structure mean? Structure is the backbone. You know, like every human being has got bones, and the spine is what is there to hold you up straight. When your spine is crooked, that's when you find that maybe you lean forward a bit, or maybe you lean back a bit. Posture can be equated to having structure in a business. You have to be properly, you have to have a proper posture for your business as well. So you need to put in structures. So what structures does your business have? What structures have you put in place? Merely wishing doesn't work. Is your business able to stand without you there? So it's so important to understand that structure is where you need to go. So you can ask yourself, where do you see yourself and your business 2 years from now, right? So this is now the structure. You're putting in your shorter term, your medium term, and your long-term goals. So we'll start with 2 years from now. Where do you see yourself 2 years from now? I see myself collaborating with the Ministry of Finance, with PACRA, ZRA more, collaborating with all the statutory bodies so that I can be the go-in-between for most SMEs. And not only that, but I want to create employment as well by teaching other SMEs how to also help others to run compliant businesses. So you teach, okay, how do you use the ZAM portal, for instance? You teach how to use the ZAM portal so that this is also generating revenue for stay-at-home moms who don't need to necessarily be in an office. You can help businesses register online. You can help guide businesses. You can help teach. You can charge for training your people to understand what it means to be compliant. So these are revenue streams. So, you know, you have to set daily targets. You have to say this to yourself whilst brushing your teeth. I always like to bring in the mindset change program. There's 8 hours, 8. You know, so you have to understand when it is that you can sneak in and have more time to yourself. So like for me, every time I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, okay, so who's going to be a compliance client today? I'm in the shower, I'm thinking, I'm strategizing. So that's how you can tap into the other 8 hours, which ideally would have gone to waste. So you need to be able to post them on a pin board. I've got a friend, she's got a board in her home, and I said, this is amazing. I want to buy a board so that I can also be writing down, and she's involved her kids. So her kids are also part of her goal setting plan. She says, okay, now go and put this on the board. And I was like, oh no, this is amazing, you know, because now they've bought into it and they become your accountability partners. They're like, oh, mommy, did you do this? Oh, mommy, did you do that? And you know, we underestimate how much an accountability partner our kids are. But they really help us to structure ourselves. They ask you, oh, mom, you said that you were going to do this today. Have you done this for your business? Have you bought this? Have you bought your stock? Have you done this? And now my babies even know how to make, I was making, over the Valentine's period, I was putting ribbons on chitenges so that I can sell them individually because they wanted a product, right? So at the Makenimo exhibition, this is what I did. And through that, you know, it's creating a legacy because my mom had a boutique which sold high-end clothing imported, and she also had a line of tailoring. So this is a line that I'm getting and saying, okay, let me run with the tailoring so that I can actually contribute towards the legacy of SBM living on, right? So this is how structure is a stabilizer. You have to understand what it is that you're doing. You set yourself weekly targets. Like now I've told myself, look, I have to do up the tailoring shop to a standard which at least some people can come in and purchase products. And lo and behold, it was so amazing that even my kids' school, they said, oh, okay, we need a uniform and we know that this is what you're into. Are you able to create us a sample? And I was able to do that. So now I just need to be more deliberate and more structured so that I can scale this business because it's viable if already there's quite a few clients and there's someone who already wants Chilanga Mulilo dress and the Chilanga Mulilo shirt for her spouse to be. So this is something which is so, so amazing, seeing how compliance, how being a consultant is now feeding into an actual product-based business. So it's amazing how this has happened and how it's just rolled out. So you also have to set yourself monthly goals. What do you want to achieve by the end of the month? Do you want to buy more stock? Do you want to have X number of more clients? So you have to be deliberate about this. What structure have you put in place? So you have to just tell yourself, by the end of the month, I will have, or I will do this. And then now write it down, why you think you deserve to achieve these goals. I deserve to achieve these goals because this will bring me closer to being a more present person, having more financial freedom. This is something which you deserve to do. And this is why passion is not enough. You need to put structures in place so that you have a roadmap that you're following. And this is where the HPAs come in. Okay, what are my high payoff activities for this week? What is it that I'm going to do that is going to bring me closer to the goals that I'm going to achieve? So this is something that is also very, very important. And being mainly service-based has been great, and then the exhibiting at McKinney has actually brought in why it's important to also have a product-based business, because when you go to exhibit, yes, you can exhibit a service, but then it's easier to exhibit a product, because then you can explain and you can see the actual growth process to it. So this is something that I have done, and by the end of the month, I need to have at least 2 or 3 tailors that are there that we can then meet our clients' expectations. So this is something that is really, really important. So now step 3 is systems is the growth engine. Having systems in place is a growth engine, right? When you have systems in place, something as simple as, okay, when do you file your returns? Do you wait until the last day? Or do you have a system in place where, okay, you requisition when you say, okay, this is what the return is for this month. We'll have to pay it by the set date. This is something that's really, really important. And you can have an accountant that is in place to provide this service, but also it would be good to engage DigiBusiness to provide you with compliance support, because then I'll be sort of your accountability partner and help you run your systems. You put your systems in place so that you can better understand what it is and where you are going, right? So the growth engine is what it is that you're putting in place in your business to support the growth of your business. So when you're starting a business, you have to put your pros and cons of starting the business, right? So like we said, running your own business means that you will face being lonely and isolated, especially as a sole trader working from home. Cabin fever is real and it's hard to deal with. And a lot of SMEs, we suffer from cabin fever because what is it that you are really doing? Where are you in place? And then also being able to share accountability. So having an accountability partner is so important. You need to be part of a community of SMEs that are there helping you grow, pushing you to grow. What is it that you've put in place for you to be a better business owner? So, and then also putting yourself under pressure. Being an SME can also be a financial strain. Because what it is, you write down monthly, weekly, what it is, and then you find that at the end of the month, you haven't really met your target, but then you have to pay employees. You have to repurchase stock. There's so many things that you have to do. And then also the self-reliance on your skills, on your suppliers. You're having many people who depend on you that you can potentially let down is also a barrier. So you have to have systems in place. Have you identified who your suppliers are? Have you identified who your clients are? Have you identified who your mentors are? Do you have a board in place? Have you identified who the veterans in that particular space are? So it's very, very important to understand what it is that you need to do. Be your own boss. Take credit for successes and be proud of your achievements. Also take credit for your failures and learn from them. Your lessons learned, you need to understand, and you need to also communicate. Okay, what is it that you're doing? What systems have I put in place? How do I handle a customer complaint? How do I handle when a customer comes to me and is telling me, they come on the final day and they say, okay, I've got this penalty. How can I navigate this? You have to be able to speak to your customer and tell them, okay, we can go to ZRA together and they can explain to you, because there's not sometimes you find that there's a problem that you don't necessarily have encountered or not necessarily understand what to do. You disclose. You know, we were talking about, I think it was the other week, we were talking about not disappearing and disclosing if you've met a weakness. You'd go there and you say, okay, look, this is the problem that I've encountered. Let's go together. They'll speak to us. And that's also part of having systems in place. They'll speak to us and they'll say, okay, this is what you need to put in place. So it's very, very important to understand not only your strengths, but your weaknesses and opportunities in the market, and also your threats. What systems are you putting in place that is going to help your business grow? Do you have an invoicing system? Now they have smart invoicing, and smart invoicing is not limited only to VAT registered businesses. You can also be on smart invoicing if you are not VAT registered. What this does is that it also helps you to identify what your invoices are, and it also puts you, in a better light. You're able to also trade with larger institutions such as Trade Kings when you are on smart invoicing. So it not only helps you, but it also helps your business to have more credibility and to have systems in place, right? So it's so important to understand that having systems is not something that is limiting. It is there to help you grow. So now we're going to speak about sustainability being the legacy, right? So I've been pushing DigiBusiness Zambia and being a compliance advocate. And I went to a town hall actually that was hosted by the Lusaka Chamber of Commerce, Zaki, and the Ministry of Finance. So this was so great, because it's like I was being spoken to just directly, like a conversation, because this is what I've been doing for the last 2 years, is that I've been pushing compliance and having SMEs be more compliant. And through events such as She Builds Africa, we've been able to engage ZRA, and they've been very, very supportive of what we are doing, because we're getting more SMEs to be compliant, because a lot of SMEs, they're scared. It's fear that limits them from actually being compliant. They're afraid, okay, if I end up I've been not doing my returns for the last 3 years. When I do my returns, the penalties that are going to be there are going to be out of this world. I won't be able to afford. But right now they have a voluntary disclosure program that you engage DigiBusiness, we help you do your returns. And then we can go to zero. Okay, so we had a system error just for a little bit. So call to action. All right. So sustainability being the legacy. Running a sustainable business is very, very important. You need to be able to understand what your long-term plans are. Is this now going to lead on to the next generation? So like I was saying, my mom was running SB boutique, and now we are running a legacy business and moving on to me running the trainings, not the training, sorry, the Chitenge side. So this is what we are currently doing. And the call to action, we need to be able to fix fix your legal foundation. DigiBusiness call to action: fix your legal foundation, create one simple system this week, right? So let's do the call to action again, since we have a few more minutes, right? So our call to action: fix your legal foundation. You can come through, we can assist you to fix this. We can connect you to our legal advisors, our lawyers. And then number two, create one simple system this week. One simple system this week to help your business operate. You know, there's this saying that says you need to be able to operate your business without you physically being there. You know, what happens when you're not in the business? Will your business fail or will it continue? So continuity is very important. Number three, review your pricing and separate your business from your personal money. This is very important. What this does is that it not only puts you in a light which is better, but it also increases professionalism. So fix your legal foundation, create one simple system this week, review your pricing and separate your business from your personal money. It's so important to ensure that you are doing this. Not only will it benefit from improving your self-fulfillment through greater job satisfaction and improved confidence in your abilities, it will actually be there to assist you, and it will free up your time because you have greater flexibility. And once you start employing, if you haven't yet started employing, it will help you understand what it is that you need to do to be able to employ others, right? To be able to just communicate what your vision is, communicate your dream. So, and then also have the opportunity to become an employer. This is what we're talking about, to say you can't communicate your business through passion alone. You can communicate your business through having that spark, having structure, having systems, and being sustainable. So this is something that you need to genuinely enjoy. Having money won't keep you going. Having money as your only. Yeah, so having money as your motivation will not keep you going. You need to be able to satisfy not only your passion, but also satisfy the needs that are there in the market. So you need to get inspired by inspiring others. So what inspires you? For what places inspire you? When you're feeling stuck, you need to go to a place where you can have your creative juices. You need to network. Networking for success is a real thing. I actually didn't understand it before, but since Dr. Sunshine explained what networking for success means, I've been more deliberate with my networking. You need to have a game plan. You need to say, okay, I only have this one shot. When this person comes to my stand, what is going to keep me memorable? And that thing that keeps you memorable is what actually will then lead on to you being to free publicity. It will lead on to the passion translating into what it is that others are buying into, what it is that you're doing, right? And for me, it is so amazing that ZRA themselves have made a pronouncement that SMEs, that they're having deliberate measures in place to assist SMEs to be more compliant. And this is exactly the DigiBusiness mandate, is compliance. So I just wanted to say, you need to understand what inspires you, what places inspire you, who inspires you, and what motivated you to start in the first place. You need to hold on to what motivated you to start in the first place, right? So you need to understand that not only is passion going to drive you, but compliance is very important for you to have a structured business that has systems in place. Compliance is what is going to let you stand out from the crowd, because there's so many people that probably do what you do, but what makes you stand out? When they check what it is that you do? Are they going to find that you are compliant, you are ZRA registered, you are PACRA registered, you are ready, you're just waiting for the funds to be injected into your business for you to run a successful, passion-driven, compliant business? So this is something that you really, really, really need to understand. You need to understand your structure, your systems, for you to run a sustainable business. So I would just like to say thank you so much for listening to our call today, and have a blessed day, and go out there, put systems in place in your businesses, structure your business, because this is what is going to give your business the backbone that it needs to live beyond you, for you to create a legacy. So thank you so much and have an amazing day. Thank you.